It was a Wednesday. The clock on my desk read 3:27 p.m. That's the exact moment he walked in. No knock, no warning, just the soft click of the door opening, and there he was, Dr. Ethan Parker, a name I hadn't heard in years, but one I could never forget. He looked almost exactly the same, sharp suit, calm eyes, but there was something different this time. Less polish, more wear, like he'd been carrying something heavy for a long time. He didn't smile, didn't sit. He walked straight to my desk and dropped a folder in front of me. Just a soft thud. That sound said everything. "You've been avoiding me," he said. I stared at him. My throat went dry. I couldn't speak. I hated that my hands started shaking. I hated that he could still do that to me. 3 years ago, I was working at Harrison and Blake, a law firm in downtown Chicago. I was hungry, ambitious, a junior partner trying to prove herself. Ethan was the CEO of a promising biotech company, Neurogen Pulse. He had come to us needing legal help negotiating a merger. I led the charge, built trust, fought for him. I was good, really good. We closed the deal, and he promised me something huge: a stake in the company, future equity, access to his network. He made it sound personal, like I mattered, like I was part of something important. Then he disappeared. No follow-up, no payout, no returned calls. I sent emails, left voicemails. I even asked my managing partner if we should escalate. But the advice was always the same. Let it go. Not worth chasing. So I tried. I tried moving on, but I couldn't. It wasn't just the money. It was the betrayal. The feeling that I'd been used, then tossed aside. I started second-guessing myself, my work, my judgment, and now here he was, in my office. Years later. I opened the folder. My name was everywhere. Email threads, internal memos, legal notes, financial documents. There were numbers I didn't recognize, stock figures, projections, timelines. One page showed the estimated value of what my stake should have been worth. It was shocking. "I didn't forget," he said. "I didn't run. I've been trying to fix it, quietly. But the board said we needed to make it right, officially, and I wanted to come here first, personally." I laughed. It came out dry and cracked. "Why now?" He shrugged. "Because it's overdue, and because you deserved better." He took out another document, a settlement offer. It included a cash payment, backdated equity compensation, and stock options. The numbers were fair, generous, even. But there was a catch: a 2-year non-compete clause. I couldn't work in biotech or pharma until it expired. I looked at him, trying to read his face. He looked tired, but honest, or maybe just older. He sat down across from me and folded his hands. "You don't have to sign," he said, "but I hope you will. I came to give you a choice, that's all." A choice. That word hit me harder than I expected. For years, I felt like I had none. I had done everything right, and still I was left behind. But now, I had something back. Not the money, not the contract, but the power to decide what happened next. I looked down at the offer again. The cash would help. The equity could change everything. But giving up 2 years? That wasn't small. Then I thought about the last 3 years. How I questioned my worth. How I stayed late at the firm trying to prove I was still valuable. How I skipped birthdays, holidays, vacations, just to catch up, to stay afloat, to feel like I hadn't been left behind. And how I never stopped wondering what would happen if he came back. Now he had. I looked at the signature line. Then I looked at him. 2 years, I said. That's a long time. It is, he replied, but I'll make sure it's worth it. I paused. Add a clause. After the non-compete expires, I can consult with any firm, including those partnered with Arbor Pharmaceuticals. He raised an eyebrow, then pulled another sheet from the folder. The clause was already there, pre-written, pre-signed. He'd expected this. I stared at the paper. My hand hovered over the pen. And then I signed. There was no dramatic music, no applause, just quiet. A kind of silence that wraps around you when you finally let go of something heavy. He took the folder back, stood up, and said one last thing before walking out. Thank you, Sandra, for fighting for yourself. Not enough people do. The door clicked shut, and I sat there, alone, but not powerless. For the first time in years, I felt still. I had made a decision. I had taken control, and not because someone gave it to me, but because I claimed it. 2 years passed. I moved to a new firm, took on clients outside the life sciences, built a reputation again, but this time on my own terms. On July 17th, exactly 2 years later, I stepped into a conference room at Neurogen. This time, not as a lawyer, not as someone who'd been forgotten, but as a consultant invited by the board to lead a regulatory overhaul for their new expansion.